I think first and foremost, most elite athletes, when they make the transition into coaching, need to understand right away that they are not the athlete's friends. They need to make a clear separation between coach and athlete. And it's nice to get out on the mat and help them warm up and help them do stuff, but you need to command respect. You need to differentiate yourself and not go out with them after every practice and not hang around them all the time, but let them understand and set the tone that you are the coach, they are the athlete, and they have their time together. You have your own space with the staff. And with that, they also need to understand that they're in charge, and they need to help the athlete, gain the trust of the athlete, work with the athlete to be a good coach. And I think some of our coaches fail in that area of commanding respect and making that separation. The other thing, it is difficult for your everyday judo coach to coach, I think, at the highest level, because they don't really have an understanding of certain gripping sequences, on ways to deal with unorthodox players. If you haven't been out there against those people and felt what you're dealing with, then it's hard to tell your athlete what to do in those situations. I feel one thing I've been able to do in helping this next generation, the Marty Malloys, Kayla Harrisons, Travis Stevens, Nick Del Popolo's, Michael Eldridge, etc., is that I've been able to teach them my system, and we've had a common language, and in that they've gained my trust, and they understand that I've been in those same situations, and they're willing to listen to me when I give them a command to do a certain technique or to react a certain way. And we've been able to develop strategies together, which has led to success. And so I think as a club coach, unless you're truly a student of the game who has spent years and years studying film, getting on the mat yourself, trying it, and sort of working with the athletes to get the feedback, and through trial and error you've had experiences. You may not have had it on the mat, but you've had it through trial and error working with athletes for years. You can't possibly help the elite team just being a club coach and not being exposed to that level of judo. Because it truly is, the world level judo is truly a different level than we have here in the United States. Well, without question, without the club coaches, the sport dies. And the one thing that I dislike about judo compared to other sports that are thriving right now, like wrestling, for example, they treat the coaches like they are the key to the organization. Every wrestling tournament is coach friendly. It's not focused on, it's coach and athlete friendly. It's not focused on the officials or who the dignitaries are or who's in charge. It's about helping the athletes and giving back and appreciating the coaches for the efforts that they have. And in the sport of judo, without those club coaches, our sport would die. We desperately need them to groom young athletes, to continue to open their doors every day, to inspire young guys to continue to get out there and go to the national championships and hopefully make international teams. And then I think at some point that coach needs to understand that it's okay to let your kid go to the next level. In those other sports like wrestling, they have a grassroots coach, but then they end up going to Penn State or they end up going to Iowa or Oklahoma State. They go to a big-time college program and they get to the next level. And eventually, there may be NCAA champions or Olympians. But that kid always remembers where he came from, and he thanks that guy for introducing him to the sport, getting him to where he got him, and then allowed him to leave to flourish. And I think if you do that as a coach, my dad did it for me. He got me to a level, where I was winning the national championships or senior national championships. He said, "Hey, kid, I've taught you what I know, and I'd like to expose you to the best now." So he sent me to Erwin Cohen. He sent me to Pat Burris when I was a young teenager. And then he sent me to, Neil Adams, or he sent me to Japan. He started sending me places so that I would get exposed to Olympic level judo, world level judo. And he knew that would add to my repertoire, improve my game, and make me a more complete player. And I think that formula proved successful. And therefore, even today, I encourage my athletes to go to other camps, go to other places, learn from people, because ultimately they'll bring that back to our dojo and make our whole team better. And so, but without the club coach getting people started and really volunteering their time and investing in the sport, we would die.